a save there, and they score! So here's Lassen with a shot, and he scores! And he drives it, walking in, he shoots and scores! Mustangs draw first blood. Teresi hits a shot and scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoots, and he scores! And towards Cox. Cox gets a shot away, Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! First take the lead!
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Borealis are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
It's opening weekend of the Australian Ice Hockey League season 2018, and today we have the Melbourne Mustangs hosting the Adelaide Adrenaline. For the Mustangs, it is their first game of the season. For the Adelaide Adrenaline, they played yesterday against the reigning champs Melbourne Ice, and the best way to describe that game was a humiliation. They lost 8-0 in a scoreline that in many ways flatters them. They'll be looking to really make a statement today that that game was certainly just a one-off. I'm Michael Clough, and I'm joined in commentary today by Rod Johns. Welcome, Rod.
Welcome there, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Excellent, man. I'm looking forward to an interesting opening game here, and I'll be very interested to see if Adelaide had a rebirth over the evening.
Yeah, what you need to do is, you've been involved in hockey a long time. You've all been involved in games like that. Looks like we'll have a delay at the start. We've got a broken pane of glass there. It will need to be repaired. Like it's happened during the... Yes, it is. But you've been, I'm sure you've been involved in games like that where it's just everything's gone pear-shaped for you. As either a player, a coach, an official, how do you actually respond to that? What do you do after games like that?
Well, I think there's lots of things you can do. If you're lucky enough to have a video, you can watch the video and see what went on, okay? And I think what I was saying to you earlier before the stream started, you could easily see that Adelaide was not protecting their goaltender. They couldn't clear the zone with the puck. They seemed to be lost in their own end. So for sure they need to tighten that up. They did one thing right. They pulled their goaltender, even though I don't really believe it was the goaltender's fault, okay? So that gives a bit of a break, okay? Changes as good as a holiday.
Yep.
You need to forget the first period and come out in the second and try to regroup and get back into the game. And believe it or not, they actually did a bit of that, okay? So if I was a coach in the second period, I would have been a lot happier after that period than I was in the first period. So there's many, many things that you can do. And one is you have to remain positive, okay? So it's the first game of the year. It's an unfortunate way to start, but you know what they say, it can only get better.
Absolutely, and interesting who they start in net tonight. Sebastian Anderson, the import, lasted a period, had 5 on him in a blink of an eye. I don't know if he was unwell, still had jet lag, but it was an inauspicious start. Glenn Forbes-White looked all right in the last 2 periods.
So the coach has got a challenge here, okay? He's brought an import out, and the guy got shell-shocked in the first period. But again, like I've coached a lot of things, and I watched that, and I said to you, I think that they let Melbourne Ice's number 18 Lawrence just free flow in there and pick the poor guy apart, okay? So that's not a good way to start. Their defense needs to stop that from happening. They keep people like Lawrence out on the outside so he doesn't get that option.
In fact, we're going to have a couple of highlights of yesterday's game that will be coming up shortly. And as you can see here, well, this is Dylan Anderson. Actually pretty good for the Melbourne Ice. You can see just wasn't too many changes. Michael James started net, did 2 periods, then they made the change just to give Jaden Pine-Murphy a go. This is the first goal of the game, and that's where the floodgates open.
So right on that play, look where it starts. There's a guy on the left side. He's looking across ice, which is a fundamental no-no, and he passes right through the zone, cross ice, and Lawrence goes, hallelujah, I'll just pick that one up, thank you very much, and put it away. So that sort of stuff is inexcusable and shouldn't be going on at this level.
And that was the second one. That was a nice build-up. That was an early continued goalie, but have a look at this save. Yeah, Michael James kind of created a great opportunity, but what a follow-up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, for the Adelaide Adrenaline, once the rut set in for them, it just got worse for them.
They had a bright spark, though, because Mr. Apperson's not a bad player, mate. he played well throughout the game. He just didn't have people going with him, you know? And I mean, the interesting thing too in that second period, I think it was up until the end of the second period when Delsar was left wide open, okay, and he gets a pass from Clark, and he has a half an hour to score a goal. That's crazy stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
So where was the defense on that?
Absolutely. But looking ahead to today's game, and a topic I'm sure you love talking about, Rod, the Mustangs played in the finals last year. And looking at this list you managed to get together this year, it's Mustangs fans who really looking forward to this season with a lot of positivity.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's been a few changes. Obviously, the head coach has changed, so Michael Flaherty stepped down, and Max has stepped up. So he's come from a player to the bench, and he's got some ideas that he's trying to put forward. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how that goes.
And this one here actually got Petroska a game penalty.
Yeah.
Don't know why. I thought it wasn't too bad. Now, we are also running your tweets as we have been for the past couple of years. So just use the hashtag AIHL Game Day and get your tweets on the screen.
And we'll try to read it.
Absolutely. In fact, we've got one here.
There we go. Puck drop might be delayed. Well, you know, I remember the last time this happened, Stephen and I spoke for about 20 minutes non-stop while they changed the glass at the entrance end. And some fine bright spark put his head through the glass, if you remember that, to help them along. Oh, way to go, Paul.
Paul broke it, there you go. So, good work.
So,
but I think that time you actually solved the world's crisis, didn't you?
I think we did.
Outside of North Korea's
there's
nuclear
another
weapons.
one. Somewhere Jan Safar is nodding approvingly. Of what? Of what, Jan?
Oh, didn't he broke it last year, didn't he? Yes, he did.
So what was I saying? So we have a new coach, and we have some new players on our bench. So there's been a bit of a change in the lineup. Some of the older players have decided not to come back, and so like I said, a change is as good as a holiday. And I think, like you said, there's a lot of positives. The crowd and the fans have waited patiently to see what's going to happen. And I mean, I know you're an Ice fan, but that game and the playoffs could have went either way with us. I think that was the best.
That game, you certainly gave you a great account for yourself. Well, in the end, Melbourne Ice was a better team that year, better team on the day. But certainly, Mustangs fans could walk away with that semi-final loss and say, we gave everything. We just weren't the team on the day.
It just happened, you know, and I think at the end of it, our mandate was to make the 4, and we made the 4. We had a rocky road to get to the 4, but we made it. And when we got into that game, it was anyone's game, and it wasn't our game on the day. But I think that without a shadow of a doubt, that was the best game in the playoffs. And so we were happy. We were happy, but maybe sad a little bit, you know. But in the scheme of things, if I was on the bench, I would have walked away from that going, that was a good game.
Yeah, losing sucks, but if you're given everything, you know that you gave everything. Right. There's nothing much more you could have given. You just got things to work on.
Well, and you know, when you compare it, and you shouldn't maybe, but when you compare it to say yesterday's loss, okay? If you come into a barn and you're going to play the opposition, you don't want to walk away and lose 8-0. You want to walk away and lose 3-2 or 2-1 or whatever, okay, and be in the game. So you lost that game and you walked away and you're satisfied that you had a pretty good year, and all in all that was okay, as opposed to coming here yesterday and losing 8-0 and wondering, well, what am I going to do now? Okay, so different things.
And probably the issue was it wasn't just the scoreline. It was if they had given everything 8-0, you say, gee, we've got a lot of work to do, but we had a go. And possibly if you were down early, you played a very counter-attacking game, and you got exposed a few times. You just say, we took the chance, it didn't work. But that probably in some ways makes Adelaide dangerous today for the Mustangs. If this is a character test for me for Adelaide, that wouldn't want to see a repeat of that ever again.
No, I think.
And how do you respond to that?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you're completely correct. So you have to be very careful. So if I was the Mustangs, I'd be looking at that and I'd be going, well, these guys are pushover. We're going to roll these dudes, okay?
The worst attitude you can have.
Absolutely. So the coach must make sure that his players never come to the game with that kind of thought process going on in their head. You should never let your guard down on anyone, whether you're playing the 8th place team or the 1st place team, because the moment that you do, you're going to wish you never did, okay? So Melbourne Mustangs want to start the season on a positive note, therefore they want to knock Adelaide off. Adelaide want to rejuvenate themselves because they can't afford to come on a road trip and come away with nothing, okay, especially at the start of the year. So both teams have an agenda, and it'll be a question of how can the coaches on both benches manage that agenda properly, okay? And it's a challenge, and if you're not a coach, and if you haven't coached, you don't get that because you think, well, come on, I've got a good lineup, and these guys are struggling. Shawnee boy, welcome back, Rod, back to the early mornings in New Hampshire. How's that boat going, dude? I'm very jealous of you.
He's got a boat, has he?
Oh, he does. He's got a beautiful boat, man. So yeah, so I think that's a real challenge, and you have to keep people focused, and you have to make sure that they don't take it nonchalantly, and you know, that's the challenge of being a coach.
And how was the team approaching the season? You've been to training and seen, are they up for this, the start of the season? Are they?
For sure. I think that there was a bit of a rejuvenation this year, and so it was all about structure and accountability. So their training program started in middle January, and it was all about commitment and making sure that people understood that they had to take it seriously, and everyone was expected to participate. And if they did, and they came out together, that the end result would be far more positive. So.
Absolutely, and I think this team Mustangs actually got a bit of depth to them as well.
Yeah, we do, man.
I think the blue line's going to be interesting. Now you've lost one of your imports out injured at the last minute.
That's correct.
One of your import defensemen, which is going to leave a bit of a hole.
Well, look, the way I look at it is, at the moment we have 4 imports. 1 import is still coming. Pat O'Kane is looking for his residency. We have another import that we're negotiating with. So at the end of the day, we'll have 5 imports, including Pat O'Kane. And when he gets his residency, we'll have 4 imports, and Pat is a regular player. So you're right. We'll have a bit of depth, and I think our strength will be in our goaltending. We have 2 starting goaltenders that are very good, and I think Novosedlik's in behind them as well. So all in all, that's a good place to be. So I think that if you have sound goaltending, and a good defense and a strong offense, well, you're pretty happy.
And now across to centre ice for the pre-game presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our opening game of the 2018 AIHL season and our Anzac Day ceremony. I would like to acknowledge and welcome some very special people. Firstly, our 2018 individual player sponsors will welcome you warmly. Player sponsorships form a big part of our revenue stream, and we and the individual players appreciate your support. There are currently a few players still in need of some love, and if you're interested, please contact Rod Johns or have a look in the game day booklet. I would like to acknowledge our new naming rights sponsors, Kodiak Construction Group. And welcome here today Sue and John Dunwoody and Joanna and Rob Brasolo are here today as well from the Kodiak Construction Group. Thank you very much. We also welcome our new home away from home, Billy's Restaurant, just across the road, which is where we'll drink and eat and celebrate after every game. We also welcome our returning sponsors in Quest Docklands Apartments in Daniel Hibbert here as well, Fiona Johns of Minuteman Press, and Chris Bridget from Bridget Creations, with another new addition in Krispy Kreme Donuts, with Collins Street manager Hope Schuler in attendance today. There will be lots of donut prizes, as you've probably seen in the corner already, and free donuts all year. A popular sponsor. Our constant sponsorship companion for the last 7 years, Moat Mental Health Services, is not part of our sponsorship mix this year. We wholeheartedly want to thank Brian, Deborah and the kids. Although while not supporting us this year, they are still devoted Mustangs fans. I would like to thank everyone that supports and helps run our Mustangs club, our diligent coaching staff, our off-ice support crew, our hard-working committee, and our loyal volunteers. I know I speak for all the players when I say that your commitment and dedication to our club is greatly appreciated and does not go unnoticed. So, we have some new imports, a lot of new faces in the team, and both the team and the committee have been working very hard in the off-season to make this a very memorable year. We are very excited to get the season underway. Let's go Mustangs!
In honour of the Anzacs and Anzac Day, the Melbourne Mustangs, along with the Adelaide Adrenaline and O'Brien Group Arena, invite you to please join us as we honour the memory of those Australian servicemen and women who gave their lives for this nation. Our thoughts too are with those who are currently on active service. To assist us in paying our gratitude for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, please join me in welcoming from the Australian Defence Force Ice Hockey Association, Colonel Joel Dooley, Corporal Dustin Hoppy, Able Seaman Matthew Craig, Captain David Hunt, as well as from the Australian Army Band, Corporal David Robertson and Private Liz Cherry. Would you please stand and remove your headwear for the Anzac observance to be read by Colonel Joel Dooley.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Please
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please join me in thanking Corporal David Robertson and Private Liz Cherry. At this stage, I'd like to ask the players to return to the ice. I need some for the puck drop. May I ask that both team captains come forward for the ceremonial puck drop, to be performed by Colonel Joel Dooley, President of the ADF Ice Hockey Association. Let's do this.
Well, that was a beautiful pre-game ceremony.
That wasn't bad, actually. I'd have to thank Scott McNaughton and all the people from Melbourne Mustangs for organizing that, because it'll be one that will be remembered for a while. And certainly the lovely lady who sang the national anthem has a voice that I wish I had.
Absolutely, that was tremendous. That's one of the better renditions of the national anthem I've seen here at O'Brien Group Arena.
Yep.
But we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have another short warm-up because it was delayed with the broken glass, but keep your tweets, bring your tweets in, use the hashtag AIHL Game Day, and we'll get your tweets on screen, your thoughts on the Mustang season coming up, even your thoughts on Adelaide's season, particularly if you were here yesterday and saw their performance yesterday, where they can improve and whether they were a shot today in this one as well.
Well, there's always room for improvement, and it's a funny thing, you know, you start off like that, and in the end, you could very well surprise a lot of people. I was told, actually, I didn't see the preseason game that Adelaide played, but I actually was told that they played pretty well.
They did, and that's one thing that surprised me at yesterday's game is they were quite impressive.
Yeah.
And you got your new coach on screen, and I think he's in the background. He's in Maxim Bronte.
I've never seen Moses look so spruced up and intelligent looking as that. So.
I'm glad you said it. But is that part of the new way of doing things at the Mustangs? You're looking very nice and neat and slick there.
I think at the end of the day, that's all about setting up the right persona so that the players can understand that we're trying to be professional about what we're doing, and that will lift their game as well. So in answer to your question, yes, very much so. The whole idea here is to try to make people understand that this is the highest level of hockey you can play at, and so you need to treat it with respect and be professional about what you do and how you appear to the rest of the population.
And the league is improving now. It's
yes.
in great strides. And Freddie McDowell was on ABC TV earlier this morning, spoke very well. And one of the things he brought up was that even since he's been involved in the league, which essentially has been since the Mustangs came in, the quality of the league and the quality of the imports and everything across the board has improved quite dramatically.
Yeah, I think so. I think that at the end of the day, if you just go back to the playoffs again, I have people that one, don't understand that they play hockey here, and two, when you tell them that they do, they just think that it's a bunch of dudes that really don't know what they're doing, and I say, come on out and watch this. And so the playoffs and the league itself gives a novice ice hockey fan a real impression about what the game is, and I think they're pleasantly surprised when they come and see the quality. So you're very right that the league has improved, and there's some great some great players, you know.
And got Adelaide coach Jim Furuchak on screen as well, and he would have had a pretty sleepless night last night. And now you're coached in various levels, Rod.
Sure.
Team's 8-0 up, calls a timeout. 20 seconds remaining. And let's just say that man was not impressed.
Well, you know what, the funny thing is, I have to be careful what I say, but I was a bit puzzled by that too, because in the scheme of things, there should be some humility in some of the stuff that you do, and so, like, I'm not quite sure why the coach did that, and
I think even the fans wanted the game over at that stage.
I wouldn't have done that, but you know, I think just get out and get the shutout for your goaltender, get out and move on. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge. And first game, any nerves there for Max as well, coming into his first game as coach?
Oh, I think so. I think he's got something that he has to prove, and so he knows that the fans will be looking. Kevin Morrison, AHL Game Day greetings. Rod from Northwest Florida dropped the puck. Well, good on you, Kevin. What's the weather like there?
Probably sunny. Yeah? I'm guessing Florida.
So sure, he's got something to prove, and there'll be people that are watching him, and you know, sometimes people look at it and go, well, he's a good hockey player, but is he a good coach? So he's got to establish himself. He's got to get the players to come along to the party, and he has to lead. So let's see how this goes.
And that's a challenge being for any coach moving from a player to a coach the next year, is making that separation of I'm not one of the boys anymore, I'm the coach.
I mean, how many times in how many sports do you see it where the guy who's a good player becomes a coach and he's a lousy coach, okay? So that's and I'm not saying.
And looking at a Melbourne sense, we switched sports to AFL. Probably put Nathan Buckley in that category,
That's
Michael
correct.
Voss in that category. Well, James Hurd for various reasons.
Yeah. So Max has got something to prove, and I mean, I've got all the confidence in the world. Our administration has all the confidence in the world in him, and he's got two good assistant coaches with him. He's got a great bench, so and good support staff. So he's got all the tools to make it happen. He just needs to step up and lead by example, and I think he will. So we'll see how this goes.
And you've got a couple of imports in the lineup tonight with Pedro Pickett. AIHL fans probably remember him from his stint in Canberra a few years ago, which really set the hockey world abuzz. But you got Brett Ferguson in the lineup today, I just saw earlier as well, and you also got Ben Davies, I believe, is one of your imports as well. What can you tell us about those guys?
I don't think Ben's not here yet, okay, but Ferguson is, okay, and I think Gareth Oswald watching AHL Game Day, Melbourne Mustangs versus Adelaide Adrenaline from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. You know, the funny thing is, I tell people that we do this broadcast, and they look at you and they don't believe it, and then I tell them that we have people tweeting from all over the world, and they find that amazing, and they don't believe it, you know? So, and Sean O'Kane gets up at 3 in the morning to watch us play and watch his son play. It's funny, and that guys like Anders and that in Sweden, you know, it's priceless, isn't it? And I think that's because we do a good job and people enjoy watching it. It goes back to what you talked about before, about the quality of the hockey. You wouldn't get up and watch it if it was rubbish, would you?
No.
So I think people tune in and they go, wow, this is Australia, and they're playing at this level. So it's really quite a positive thing.
Absolutely, but we talked about your imports before. Brett Ferguson, what can you tell us about him as an import?
Well, I can tell you that he comes with a fair bit of skill, and I think that rather than expanding on that, I think that you should watch the game and let the hockey do the talking for him, okay? And certainly the two goaltenders, like Toivonen is not an import, but he's an Australian citizen who's played a lot of time overseas too, so the two goaltenders are a very positive key to all this.
Absolutely. Toivonen, of course, was the #1 goaltender CBR Brave last year, and it will essentially at this stage be the backup. But there's quality there, which means if Pickett doesn't perform, well, you've got a ready-made replacement.
And that's exactly what you want, you know. I've always said that if you have strong goaltending, the goaltender on your team should be the guy that makes the save when he's meant to make the save, and then make that save that he's not meant to make to keep the momentum and the confidence of his players in mind. There's nothing worse than outplaying your opposition and have a puck bounce and it's 2-on-1, and the next thing you know, you're down 1 goal because the goaltender goes to sleep or whatever, okay?
And great goaltending annoys the opposition. We saw it last week in the pre-season tournament, the Mustangs Melbourne Ice game, where Michael James really did perform extremely well, and it frustrated the Mustangs, and they, honestly, the Mustangs, I think, lost that game more than Melbourne Ice won it.
Yeah, I think so too. And in the scheme of things, there's no doubt that if you have a goaltender that can stonewall you, that's hard. You've got to break the goaltender's confidence. So that's, again, what the coaching is all about, to try to rejig your game to cause the goaltending opposition to lose sight of what they're meant to be doing. So it's all a challenge, and that's what makes this game fun, you know? There's many angles to play.
So starting goaltenders for the respective sides, Sebastian Anderson will be starting in net for Adelaide. He'll be looking to make a big statement after the first period at yesterday's game. Petri Pikkinen for the Mustangs. So the 2 import goaltenders, and we're moments away from the opening face-off here at O'Brien Group Arena. Mustangs up against the Adelaide Adrenaline. And it's going to be won by the Mustangs as Troy Robertson has it. Little backhanded pass. Missed his target. Corey Stringer, the former Mustang, getting to action early. Now Best. Forced out wide, gets a shot away. The shot was well wide. So now in the corner. Getting a battle along the half wall, Ferguson. Now Best. Adelaide tried to get it towards the centre lane. The pass was chopped off and the Mustangs able to clear the zone. To Pat O'Kane. Now to Burke. He's dropped past a good one. And that's a great goal there for the Mustangs. Open their account early. And it's Jamie Burke. They lead 1-0.
Well, there you go. So that's not what Anderson wanted. And again, you got to watch the guy wide and make sure that you pick these guys up. So Burke had way too much time on his hands, and he had a man in the open, and next thing you know, bingo. So there you go.
The whole setup of that play for mine, Rod, is Mustangs were actually quite patient.
Yeah.
They set up around the blue line, went deep, and then, well, poor man marking Jamie Burke to get that much space.
And I mean, sorry, I had that wrong. So Ferguson had way too much time. And, well, that's a good way for Ferguson to start, isn't it? First shift, and he gets an assist.
So McDowell goes with a little backhanded pass. And the worst possible start for the Adrenaline. So McCoy. Adam Pyatt goes out wide towards Benson. Crosses the blue line but loses control of the puck. And it's going to be an offside call. But definitely not the start the Adrenaline wanted after yesterday, to concede a goal in the first minute.
No, that's right. And I think, again, for Anderson, that's not what he wanted either. So, Anand Pencil, my Sharks may be in the playoffs, but I'm still so excited to watch the AHL again, too. All my love to you guys from San Jose, California. Thank you very much, my friend.
I must admit, as a Habs fan, I gave up on the AHL season about November.
Are you a Montreal fan?
Yes, I am.
So am I, dude. So we can cry together. Okay?
I don't know if you saw the last 10 seconds of the season. Pretty much summarised things for mine. But back here at Melbourne, Mustangs have the puck again. Vyasov lines up, shoots. It was a weak shot, and Anderson managed to get a pad onto that one. So Robertson out towards Stephen Ballick. And Sean Jones. Back to Ballick, sends it into the corner. Boyle overskated the puck. So Vyasov for the Mustangs just concede some territory back towards Robertson. The Mustangs make a line change and Robertson just waiting for options, and the pass in the end wasn't a good one. Pyatt just fires wide of net. Sammy Mantero gets a shot away, and it was just wide. The former coach, the coach last year of the Adrenaline. Tosca keeps control of the puck, but it's now been turned over to Ferguson. Cycling in the corner. Should be able to clear the zone. And he still has the puck. Now Best. Oh, he had his pocket pick there by O'Kane. Stretch pass looking for Ferguson. It's going to be a foot race, so icing will be waved off. Now Bright. Sends that one in the corner, and Anderson will come out of his crease and leave that for his defenseman. So Benson centre ice, dangerous pass towards Apperson's turned over. Benson gets it back and this time finds Apperson, but he's forced out wide. Gets a shot away, it's across the net though. And certainly the energy's there for the Adrenaline so far. So Matt Anderson. Well, his pass was blocked. One of his first shifts back in Mustangs colours. Anderson in the corner. To the slot, McDowell. Benson with a very timely stick on that occasion. And Humphries will get there first for the Mustangs. Got past to Robinson, nice setup. Just try to flip a saucer pass looking for Humphries. Adelaide with numbers and they'll clear the zone. Apperson go from blue line to blue line, looking to go coast to coast, gets a shot away, and Pickenden makes the save.
Well. They're going to really have to watch Apperson. He's got wheels and he's got a bit of talent, so he can't go to sleep when he's got the puck. And on the other side of the fence, it would appear that Mr. Ferguson has got wheels and moves too. So if I was Adelaide, I'd make sure that he didn't have much of the puck either.
Well, Caleb Apperson did a lot of that yesterday, but couldn't cut in that centre lane like he did then. Spelling the half wall, ball keeps it in for Adelaide. Getting to the puck first is Bright for the Mustangs. Pass out wide, looking for Pope. Now McCoy looking for a stringer, lined up there by Pyatt, and there's going to be a penalty, and that Pyatt could be sitting for a while, I think, because he left his feet.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, I don't know how much of that Jeff Klink saw, but
he certainly elevated himself into that hit. So it'll be interesting to see how he calls this.
And it's an elbow too. That's, to me, that should be his night over. Be interesting to see how the call goes, though.
It will be very interesting to see what gets called.
Interference, elbow, left his feet. Well, the music's declaring his game over anyway.
That's right.
But it's going to be 2 minutes.
Still seems like he's very content sitting in the box.
So Mustangs on the power play, there first for the season.
2 minutes for interference at 10:13.
So Jones.
So you could have picked about 3 things to call there, I think.
Absolutely. So Ferguson fires, shoots. Robertson decides against the shot after the big wind-up. Burke out wide, Ferguson. Pass was just a little too slick for him, but he's managed to keep it in. Now it's gone out, so the Mustangs will have to set up once again. Haddock Kane will go back out towards Robinson to Ferguson. Ferguson goes out wide, happy to just to stop at the half wall. Back to Robertson at the point. McGuinness tries to clear, hasn't been able to. Burke's done well protecting the puck. Now Apperson using his body and his skill. Again, blue line to blue line. Happy to concede some territory just to maintain possession of the puck. And it's set into the corner. Troy Robertson has been busy so far. Have the puck and wait for the Mustangs to complete their line change. Now the pass goes out wide towards Matt Anderson. So Anderson, one of the 3 Andersons playing in today's game, 2 of them with Adelaide. Of course, with different spellings. So McDowell goes out wide to Humphreys. Nice pass out towards McDowell. Drives the net. Good work there by Stringer. Up against his former teammate. So Humphreys. McDowell. Fires, shoots, and Vyasov just couldn't get a clean shot away. Vyasov fires up high. Jordan Gay looking to clear. Hasn't been able to. Desperate work by the Adelaide defence. And it's going to be a foot race. McCoy leads the way, but good work by Pope for the Adrenaline. And Humphreys flips that high to centre ice. So for a big man, Apperson's got a lot of pace to him.
He sure does, and he's got a few good moves too. He can pirouette with the best of them.
Absolutely, and when you've got that size and bulk, you can protect the puck rather easily when you do it.
Interestingly enough there, I don't know if you noticed, but the penalty ended, and I don't know that Adelaide really knew that the penalty had ended, and they should have tried to get control of that puck, but they were standing around watching, and then when they did get control, they threw it away. Aaron G., Mr. Buffhead, I think my team, the Wild, knew it was Mustangs not fast enough.
Yes, it was. He just thought the Wild would just do him a favour and end their season just as the Mustangs started theirs. Nice drive to the net there by Apperson. Gets the puck back. Tosca. He's just happy to be out there today. He was facing a suspension that was reversed.
He's not a bad player either.
Absolutely. Burke drives high. Oh. Great shot, just a fraction wide though. Had Anderson beaten though. Burke and Kratoska. Robertson to Ballick. Now Ferguson. Pass was a right idea to O'Kane. So Kratoska lined up there by O'Kane. They didn't control the puck and they're able to clear. Pass looking there towards Sammy Mantieri.
That was a smart play by O'Kane.
Like a smart hockey play.
Very.
Now Humphreys. The battle for the puck. Him and Corey Stringer. So McCoy, rink wide pass. Looking for Humphreys. Stringer able to clear for the Adrenaline. And now Anderson, that's Matt Anderson for the Mustangs. Crosses the blue line. Happy to send that one in the corner. Humphreys leads the race to the puck. And he's lined up and takes a tumble. Shot there by McDowell. Good pad save by Anderson. And Sebastian Anderson for the Adelaide Adrenaline, who's looked pretty solid so far.
I've been pretty impressed with Brendan McDowell, actually. He's moving well and he's looking for the open guy, getting the puck up. So that's a good sign.
He looks like he's had a good pre-season,
yeah,
Brendan McDowell. He is moving a lot better than I've seen him for a while so far.
Yep. I think the Mustangs need to get more productivity out of people like Brendan and that sort of thing. You can't rely on the imports. They need to have the local step up.
Absolutely,
and
I agree.
help to lead the way.
Brendan McDowell, Matt Stringer, we're just seeing here. These are the players. If they can take their game to the next level, the Mustangs are going to be right in the mix.
That's for sure.
Now Stringer gets all backhanded shot away. That was easy work for Anderson. Drew Robertson crosses the red line, sends that one in the corner. Anderson comes out of his crease. And now Benson for the Adrenaline. Little backhanded shot, well, past the net. It's going to be a foot race. Now Ferguson for the Mustangs. Apperson intercepts the pass and loses the puck, and that's going to be offside.
Well, I was saying to Eric Bellner when we did the radio broadcast yesterday that certainly Adelaide have to step up offensively, and they really haven't done anything in the Mustangs end, have they? I think they've had one shot, maybe two, okay?
But the intent's there.
Yeah, well, that's good, isn't it?
It's a start.
Yeah, but they need to lift, certainly.
Dare I say, they've got to use each other as a team more. We've seen a lot of what we saw yesterday, coast-to-coast efforts.
And I think that's what I was saying before. Apperson was doing that, and he had no one going with him, you know? He needs more support.
And dare I say, set up more from the neutral zone. Something the Mustangs are doing well so far.
Well, they certainly have been moving the puck around. I've been pretty impressed. They're smart enough to look for their open player, get the puck up, keep the passing short, except for a couple cross-ice passes, which I always frown when I see that kind of stuff going on, because usually they get picked off, or you kind of feed like a needle in a haystack kind of deal, and it doesn't usually work.
And that's another offside. Steve Best was a little bit early crossing the blue line.
I'll be very interested to see how Matty Anderson goes, too. He's come back after 3 years. The Adrenaline can make a game of this, must get a few more pucks on that. Well, Bernie, there's no doubt about that. They need to pressure the Mustangs goaltender, and I think at the moment they really haven't done that. So they have to tax him.
Well, the old adage, good things happen when you shoot.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, the funny thing was Ferguson had the puck here. I think they were on a power play, and he let a shot go through the crowd, and people would be going, that was pretty lame, but it wasn't, because it's hard to see what's going on, and that's the kind of thing you want to do.
And you're shooting for a tip.
Absolutely.
And a deflection, but now a puck battle with won by Humphreys. Balik fires on net. Anderson with the makes the pad save, and the Adrenaline are able to clear.
So it was good by Anderson. I think be very interested to see how he goes out through this game. It's very unfortunate that the Mustangs scored on him in the first shift, but he's been certainly under more pressure than Pickinen, and he's held his ground other than that first goal. So,
and even the Adrenaline haven't dropped their bundle, which when I saw that first goal 30 seconds, oh no, here we go again. After that's the worst sort of thing you have when you get done 8-0 is to concede in the first minute the next day.
So it goes back to your coaching staff, regroup, take a couple deep breaths, understand that you've got the whole game to go, and it's unfortunate that shift didn't work out the way you wanted it.
Now Humphreys will clear the zone, pass out looking for Anderson. It was deflected by defensive skates by Adelaide. Now Pope. To Harley Anderson, crosses the blue line, trying to weave his way through traffic. Played off the glass. Now it's Adelaide looking to clear, guy out towards Benson. Rink wide pass. To Harley Anderson, shot. Pickinen makes the save. So Foal on his knees just moves the puck closer to the crease, which wasn't a bad idea in the end, because no one could capitalise. Now Jones for the Mustangs. Takes the blue line, fires. Got a tip there from Vyasov. Vyasov gets it back. And Foal hasn't been able to clear for the Adrenaline. It's blocked by McCoy. His pass was blocked by Anderson. That's Harley Anderson. Gets it to Apperson. Has support in the form of Benson. Decides not to use him though. Goes back to the point. Petroska winds up, shoots. Bad save by Pickinen. Sammy Ventura gets a shot that was just too high. Petroska nearly picked up the rebound. So Petroska cycling around the hash marks. Adelaide able to keep it in. Pyatt winds up, shoots. Shot was blocked, and it opens the door for the Mustangs as Pyatt goes down. And he's hurt by the looks of it. Stringer to Jones, fires up, shoots, and a good save there by Sebastian Anderson as play will stop.
Did you see what happened there? I didn't see that.
I think out of the corner of my eye, I didn't see anything particularly untoward. But he is hurt.
He must be cut.
Petroska has certainly called for the medicos.
It's too bad because that actual flurry there is probably the best that Adelaide had the whole period, and they controlled. They controlled the Mustangs in their end for...
We've got to hear... Well, I think he's copped a... Is it his own stick that... bit of a stick lift and he's copped his own stick in the...
I don't know. See that again if we can.
Fires, shoots.
Oh, wow.
No, Vadim copped him.
Yeah.
Gave him one there.
Yeah.
So
if they
Venom's
call
probably
anything,
lucky.
he'll be going for cross-checking there.
Yeah. If he doesn't get called, he can count himself lucky.
Al said.
There's discussion now. And I think there is going to be a penalty because Berkey doesn't look happy.
No.
But I think it's fair, to be honest.
I would think so. I mean, if you watch the replay, there's no doubt about it that whether he intentionally did it or not, I don't know, but he certainly comes up on him. And there's no doubt that there was a cross-check in it.
Looks like they're just having to clean up a little bit of blood. So we might have another delay here.
Well.
A good chance for us to get to know each other, Rod.
Well, what would you like to know? Now, here's one. Anthony Russell. Time for the first AHL game day of the year and the tones of Rod. And wow, filling my living room. Welcome back, fellas. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And if we can make you laugh and teach you a few things about ice hockey, we'll be happy to do that.
I think he already knows a fair bit about ice hockey, to be honest.
Well, you never know. I know a lot, but I'm always learning.
Well, that's life, isn't it? Always learning.
Allison. Come on, Mustangs, watching all the way from the UK, keeping an eye on Brett Ferguson, number 18. Come on, Fergie. Allison, what do you know about Mr. Ferguson? He must be worth watching if you're getting up to watch him.
Absolutely. And it looks like Venom Vyasov does make his way to the penalty box. So it'll be 2 minutes, and it's actually going to be 4 minutes, so it's going to be a double minor.
Well, maybe he got 2 for cross-checking and 2 for intent danger, although I'd probably get a 5 on that.
Unless, you know what? You look at that replay, it's actually the stick that hits him. So it's a high sticking penalty. Yeah. And if it draws blood, that's a double minor. But this is a great chance now for Adelaide.
That's for sure. I mean, 39 seconds left in the period. They're down 1. They got a power play, so if they play the cards right, they could be right back in this. Not that they're really out of it, but I'd be thinking if I was the coach now, and I'm down 1 goal, and I've got a power play, and I'm going into the dressing room. It's a whole lot better than being down 5-0.
Absolutely. But what they need to do is get pucks on net. They've got to be prepared just to, pepper Petri Pikkinen's net. So Apperson at the blue line. Goes out towards Boyle. Goes out wide. This is a nice setup, but they just couldn't get the finish. Caleb Apperson. To Katroska. Picked up by Anderson. Oh, sorry, Apperson, I should say. And to Alice Katroska. And, oh, gee, nearly snuck one in, and nearly a buzzer beater. But at the end of the first, it is 1-0 in favour of the Melbourne Mustangs.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the Mustangs cannot let my friend number 47 and his mate Apperson walk freely, or they'll be in big trouble. So, and you're right, Apperson needs to have someone go with him, and Mr. Petrovska is just the right guy for it, okay? So if Adelaide can get their rhythm together, they could very much be in this game. So if I'm Adelaide, I'm pretty happy it's 1-0. If I'm the Mustangs, I'm pretty happy it's 1-0, but I would be looking for more than that, okay? Mustangs carried most of the play in that period, so if you're a Mustangs coach, you're even happier.
Absolutely. So to wrap things up, at the end of the first period is the Melbourne Mustangs leading the Adelaide Adrenaline 1-0. Back shortly with the second period of play. Welcome back to O'Brien Group Arena for the second period here in the match between the Mustangs and the Adelaide Adrenaline, with the Mustangs currently leading 1-0. That came in the first minute of play to Jamie Burke. But from there, I was concerned that Adelaide would really drop their bundle after yesterday's result as well, but they haven't, which is a real positive. They've been pretty competitive.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the end of the day, like we were talking about before, they've definitely got some depth. They just need to use it properly.
And they got
Hodge, Price, you for that one.
Well, bring back Steve. Too much baldness in this commentary box.
Oh yeah, don't let Steve hear that, mate. It'll go to his head.
So moments away from opening phase of the second period, and it is the Adrenaline who will be on the power play for about another 3 minutes 20 seconds.
Now tell me something. Was there a TV show called The Bald and the Beautiful?
Something like that.
I think so.
I think we're at least the first half of it anyway. So from the opening face-off, it was won by the Mustangs. They've sent it into the corner. Chance for Adelaide to set up. Now Apperson just puts on the afterburner straight down centre ice. Cycles along the half wall. There's Sammy Mentier. Gets it back towards Apperson. Now it's Apperson who has it at the point. Joska's shot was wide. The setup's not too bad for the Adrenaline as Boyle just winds up, shoots and nearly breaks another pane of glass. Now Best. And the puck's been stolen. And here come the Mustangs on the counter. O'Kane fires, shoots. Shot was wide though. It still gave the Mustangs chance for a... Well, I'll tell you what, O'Kane nearly lost his head then.
Well, what's the call here?
That was a smackdown, that one.
Yeah.
That was right in front of us.
He lined Petruska up big time. And he went under him and ended up taking his own helmet off. Let's watch it on the replay. Boom.
Yeah, it was just a battle for position. O'Kane won that. See what penalties come out of this.
I'll be interested to see if there's a penalty on this one. They're talking a lot. Now he's thinking about it.
It's going to be 2 minutes by the looks of it.
Holding. So that's interesting because Paddy came in under him. Yeah. So I think he was sort of holding on to Pat, but they were both falling at the same time.
I think it was the arm around the neck that might have done it, because Petruska, he got a game penalty yesterday. Yeah. Late yesterday, which actually set him up for a suspension that was reversed. I saw the emails from AIHL discipline.
So I didn't see that. What did they say?
About the timing of it. I thought it came late in the third period, but they're saying no, it didn't. So he's got away with it.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
And now he's back in the penalty box anyway.
He's resting.
So now Apperson. What it has done is killed off the power play for the Adrenaline, so we're on 4-4 hockey for another just under a minute and a half. So Apperson tried to drive to the net, but he was corralled. And McGuinness, Apperson. Pass was a little too slick on that occasion for Pyatt, now wearing number 23. Misses its targets.
That was a nice little pirouette by McGuinness, though.
He was a good young player.
Yeah.
And that's one thing Adelaide fans got to look forward to. They're a young list, but how they develop. That's what to watch out for this year.
Yep, that's for sure.
So Boyle, he's only 21, but in this side, he's almost a veteran.
He's got a lot of talent, too. He's got speed and that.
And that's going to be an icing call against the Adrenaline.
He certainly is one that they would be very happy with about his development. He'll be an up-and-coming force to be reckoned with, I would think.
So Matt Olsen, much better fight from Adelaide tonight, and that is 100% correct.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think, again, if you were the coach of the Adelaide Adrenaline, you'd be very happy where you are right now compared to where he was last night at this time.
still very much in the game, and they're playing that way. So Robertson back into the corner. Ferguson. Now Robertson, the half will go into the corner looking for Burke, who overskates the puck. Ferguson to Burke. Ferguson has it back. Pass to the point now, Robertson. Just on the wrong side of him. And Burke's pass wasn't a great one. It's been turned over, and Mike McDowell will have to go back and retrieve the puck. Now Burke takes the puck out of the zone. Loses control. And that's going to be offside.
Ferguson was looking for that puck to come up to him too, so that's the sort of thing where one move, have a look, get the puck to the open guy and go with him. If you hold it too long, you'll get skated out of the play.
And that's kind of what happened on that occasion.
Well, that's exactly what happened. And you know, it doesn't matter what level you're at, it's one of those things where the puck goes faster than you do, so get the puck to the open guy and then go with that guy.
So from the face-off, and it's won by the Mustangs. Now Bright protected the puck well. A stretch pass out wide, looking for Vyasov, couldn't find him. Now Kratoska for the Adrenaline. Drives out, gets a shot away, Pickinen makes the save. But I like that move from Alice Kratoska.
Yeah. But Pickinen played him well, held the post, and didn't give him anything.
And Cross gets the puck back. Lewis high, still in control, fires up, shoots. Pickenen comes well out of his crease to cover that one. But I'm really liking this attacking intent from the Adelaide Adrenaline.
Mr. Petroska is something to watch, there's no doubt about that.
Now Apperson. Gets a shot away, Pickenen makes a save, rebound there, foul. Another save by Pickenen. And all of a sudden, the Adrenaline have come to life. So Anderson's pass was a poor one. He's turned it over. Now the Mustangs have it there to the zone. Matt Anderson looking there for Humphreys. Humphreys up against Foal. Anderson's also there for the Adrenaline. It's going to be Humphreys who wins out. Wide pass is a good one. Good save there by Anderson. And another good save there by Sebastian Anderson. So McDowell looking for Humphreys. Finally, Adelaide looking to clear, and they will. But only temporarily. McDowell looking there for Robertson. Looks like maybe the Mustangs are just lacking a bit of talk at the moment.
Well, you know, that's the thing. Like if you sit on your laurels, you're going to end up getting burned. So they need to do more of this. Break the play up, come back down.
So Ferguson gets the shot away, and Anderson makes the save, and he has made a very good response tonight after an absolute shocker yesterday.
Well, you know, that's the thing. And again, I don't want to harp on it, but if you watch that period closely, he got hung out to dry a few times, and you can't fault him for that, you know. And he's looking for support. He's not getting that support. And next thing you know, it's 5-0. Okay, I'll concede the fact that he saved one and it literally rolled in off the save that he made. So that's unfortunate. But a couple of them, he just got burned by a very strong offense and no defense.
And on the subject of offense, here comes the Mustangs. Ferguson tried to cut into the middle lane. Best up against Burke. Now cleared by Adelaide. Kratoska. Mentier back to Kratoska. Couldn't get a shot away as he lost control of the puck. And that should be a high stick call, and there's none forthcoming. Burke looks at Jeff Klink saying, come on, dude.
Yep.
But Adelaide still have control of the puck, but they've turned it over. So Kane finds Burke. Has the puck poke checked away from him. He just couldn't steady on that occasion.
Berkey was gone there.
So Kane, again, couldn't get a shot away. And it's been turned over. Kutroska up against Bright. Kutroska goes wide, gets a shot away, and it's in. I think it's no, it's going to be a penalty.
Pickenen made the save on that, and I think he's going to call. He's going to call the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's going to be against Bright.
Yep.
So Pickenen did well. I was just looking for the reaction there of the referee. Yeah, in fact, he didn't get a shot away.
He got tied up by Bright, and I don't think he really ended up doing what he wanted to do. Anton Kokkonen, hey, AHL Game Day, good morning from Finland. Nice to hear your voice, Rod. Best of luck this season, Mustangs. Team is looking strong this year. Nice way. Dude, I miss you. I miss you immensely, my friend. I understand that you've got an addition to the family coming along. And congratulations to you and your lovely girlfriend.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I think from all the Australian ice hockey community, he's been with the Brave and the Mustangs since last year.
And let me tell you, man, he was a great addition to our club and just a really nice all-around guy. Good hockey player, had a lot of time for him.
So the Adelaide Adrenaline will be on the power play. Chance to level things up. So from the face-off, the Mustangs will get first touch of the puck. Robertson looking to clear. Hit away by Humphreys. Now Apperson. Arce looking for McGuinness, missed him. Boyle will go back. Well, in the end, Apperson nearly caught napping, but gets away with it. And that's going to be offside. And this is what you mentioned earlier, Rod. Players just trying to skate the puck themselves through the neutral zone.
One move too many, so he should have made the move, looked for the open guy, got the puck up, and then went back to open ice. So,
and these are the things that can happen the first weekend of the season as well, where players start, particularly when you get an import comes in the seat, understanding the import player and the import player understanding his teammates.
Sure.
And
it just takes time. It takes time to get used to people and what they're going to do and what they're not going to do.
Though that said, Apperson's been rather predictable in the fact that he will skate it through the neutral zone. So Kutroska, that's a nice tip there. Harley Anderson, good save by Pickenen. Pickenen with another save. Now Apperson goes out wide. Zach Boyle across the blue line. Goes out wide towards Apperson. Decided against the shot. Now fires a high floating shot. Benson for the Adrenaline to the crease, but no one was home. Kutroska's won the puck. Can he get a shot away? Does it? Empty net and scores! Alice Kutroska undresses Petri Pickenen. It's 1-1.
Well, I've told you that guy's got talent, and so there's two players on the Adelaide team that Mustangs must control. He's definitely one of them. If you look at how much time he's had with the puck in the 2 periods or 1.5 periods that we've played, he definitely needs to be one to watch and kept away from the puck. And Apperson too. So if they get together, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, he just cut through the Mustangs' defence there.
Absolutely.
You see the end shot, but it was all the work he did before that.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's just a goer, man. So you need to derail him.
So 1-1, and this game is very much alive. Stolen by O'Kane from the face-off. Pass out wide has been turned over. A dangerous pass and it's gone from Pope to Pope. O'Kane to Pope for the Adelaide Adrenaline. And I've been waiting all day for that to happen. Now Stringer. It's Corey Stringer. He's finding a bit of space all of a sudden, gets a shot away, and Pickenen makes the save.
Well, you know, it's a very interesting thing when the preseason came about and we heard that Corey was either A, not going to play, or B, very undecided. And then I got approached by Eric Ballner and asked what I thought about him going to Adelaide. And I said, well, we're sad to see him leave the Mustangs, but if that's what he wants to do, then we wouldn't stand in his way. And I actually think it'll help him mature and come out of his shell, okay? So he needs to do that, and you can see he's got the skill set, and he had a good go there. And that's what Adelaide wants.
This could be his breakout season too.
Without a doubt.
So it's a good pickup by Adelaide if he can continue to grow what we saw a bit of last year at the Mustangs.
For sure.
Of course, he's playing against his brother. Not sure if they've played against each other before.
Oh, it's quite funny. I was having a word with his mom and dad, and they were convinced that they'd be winners either way today.
You've got to look at it that way, don't you?
For sure.
Although I am looking forward if they actually get a fight on the ice. Getting mum and dad to grab them both by the ears.
Yeah, exactly.
Good poke check there by Boyle on Humphreys. Now McDowell gets a puck to the point. Bright fires, shoots looking for the tip. None forthcoming. And Anderson had that one covered. And it's been cleared away. Chance of foul for the Adrenaline. Waiting for support, which is a bit slow coming.
Yeah, well, they got caught on a line change, I think, and he was the only guy being forechecked by 3 Mustangs.
Now Bright. Clears the zone. Picked up by Apperson. He's stripped of the puck. Gets it back, though, keeps it in the zone. Using his size and his bulk to protect the puck. And with a stick that's bigger than a few players, it should be said. Now Apperson gets a fight. Oh, gee, and a rebound, a big juicy one. They couldn't capitalise.
You don't see that very often where someone can hold Pat Kane at bay and control the puck, and Pat couldn't strip the puck away from him. And that goes back to what we talked about before, about the reach, you know, and the length of the stick, and the fact that he's a very big guy and he uses his body well.
As opposed to Pat O'Kane.
Yeah, that's correct. And so Pat's got to do something else to upset Mr. Apperson.
But Dumbleson now for the Adrenaline, lost control of the puck. To Ferguson. Drives in, shoots, and great save there by Anderson. But what a shot,
well,
what a play.
If Berkey had been there half a second earlier, that would have been gone again.
And all of a sudden, the level of this game has just gone up a few notches in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So O'Kane. Balik. Tip over the net. Now Robertson along the half wall. Loses control of the puck and it's going to be cleared away. And the opportunity has been lost. Pass towards Ferguson. It's his skate. Ferguson up against 2 Adelaide opponents. But still keeps control of the puck. Again, nearly stripped of the puck again, but eventually they will clear the puck. Finds Jones. Jones out wide to Stringer. Great opportunity for the Mustangs, but good work by Boyle. Close the door very quickly. Stringer to Robertson. Stringer will get back from Vyasov. Stringer gets a shot away. Anderson had that well covered. Now Boyle. Great work there. And Kutroska again.
Well, watch the puck and get burned. So that's exactly what happened there. He had the Mustangs defenseman watching the puck instead of taking the body, and the next thing you know, he was past them.
So Benson got the assist on the first goal for the Adrenaline. He couldn't do much on that occasion. Jones. And a shot there by Vadim Vyasov. And we'll have a stop and play with 2.5 minutes remaining.
So I'll just re-emphasize that. If you watch that replay, you'll see that the gentleman was watching the puck. Anders. Only one Swede, one fit on the ice today. Got used to lots of more last season. Well, you know, but Anders, one is probably good enough if they're good players, see?
Absolutely.
Anthony Russell, superb goal. Adelaide have lacked that deadly touch in the final phase. And he pulls that out of his pocket. Picking him was beaked up so far. He had to buy a ticket to get back in. Okay. Well, it was a good play, and it was a good move. And I mean, Mr. Pickett certainly knows how to play those. So you got to give Protaska a big pat on the back for that one.
and it has brought the game to another level as well. Now Matt Anderson for the Mustangs. Being turned over, Hyatt. Anderson gets it back. Mike McDowell out towards Mitch Humphries. Outlet pass is a good one. Finds Anderson. Get a nice set up to Humphries. Winds up, shoots. The shot though was a little high. To Robertson. And a good glove save there by Sebastian Anderson.
Well, that was a good setup, right? And it's very unfortunate that Mitch missed the net because Matty waited for him to come in. He set himself up and he had ample opportunity to take a good shot. And it's just one of those things that it didn't come on. Stephen White, much better showing from the Adelaide Adrenaline so far this evening. Looking good on the counterattack. Now, what Stephen White would that be? Because that's not my buddy, is it?
It is.
Oh my goodness. Mr. White, how are you, buddy?
Well, he's in Canberra. Take that as you will.
So become a politician, maybe.
Oh, yeah. The shooters party. So shot wide. I expect a rather terse tweak coming back for that.
I'm sure.
Now the Mustangs in control. But it's been stolen at the hash marks. Alex Katroska takes the blue line. Try to weave his way through. Now Stringer. Backhanded pass. Actually wasn't a bad one. Towards Best. Best. Back out towards Stringer. Finds some space at neutral ice. Trying to get to Katroska now. Pickenen had the angles covered. Still Katroska fighting for the puck. And the Mustangs are able to relieve the pressure. O'Kane will skate it across the blue line. Little drop pass, not a bad one. Burke gets a shot away. Half a minute remaining in the second period. Jamie Burke now. Nice set up there towards Ferguson. Anderson makes the save. One of them shooting is Burke. Shot was wide. Best looking to clear. Also there is Harley Anderson for the Adrenaline, but it's kept in by Burke. Little pass to Bright. Had to stretch for it. Stringer up against Ferguson. Still the Mustangs keeping, gets a shot away. Anderson with the save. Now Corey Stringer will just carry the puck out, and that will be the end of the second period. One that sees at 1-1 between the Mustangs and the Adelaide Adrenaline.
Well, you know, let's just dwell on Corey here for a second, because I actually was really quite impressed. He took the puck away from Ferguson and kept going, and I think Ferguson was surprised too. So he's really stepped up, and he should be very proud of himself because he's playing a good game. As far as the period goes, if I was Melbourne, I'd be pretty disappointed, because I think that their offense sort of went back into a shell, and they need to really step it up here and stick it to Adelaide.
They did in that last minute or so.
Yep, and that was good, okay, but they need to pick it up more than that. I mean, let's get real. They scored on their first shift of the game, and they haven't really done anything dominant since, okay? So if you're Adelaide, you're happy.
Yep.
If you're Mustangs, you're not happy, okay? So.
But we've still got 20 minutes remaining, and this game is very much anybody. So the end of two periods, it is the 1-1 between the Adelaide Adrenaline and the Melbourne Mustangs. We'll be back shortly with the third period of play. Third period action here from O'Brien Group Arena, and it's 1-1 between the Melbourne Mustangs and the Adelaide Adrenaline. As you see the Adrenaline bench there, they'd be pretty happy with the effort that we saw in that second period. They're starting to get their game together.
For sure. I think that, like we said before, if you're the Adelaide coach and it's 1-1 going into the third period against Melbourne Mustangs, you'd be ecstatic compared to yesterday. So, and you can see that his team's lifted and he's getting some sound goaltending. So that's a very positive thing. If you're the Mustangs on the other side of the fence, you started out like a barn burner and you fizzle a little bit. So they need to get a bit of their aggression back, and they need to get back into the game and drive the game back to Adelaide. And they need to rattle the Adelaide goaltender again.
One thing I like that last shot we saw of the Mustangs benches, they all look very calm.
Yep.
That's always a good sign.
Sure, absolutely.
They just need to know who actually is going to be signing on the ice for the period.
So I'm going to ask you the question that I always ask my mate, Mr. White. It's 1-1. Are we going to a shootout? Who's going to win? That's two questions.
I think the Mustangs can lift.
Yep.
I think they are a better team. They just need to do that. If they can, they'll win this game.
Okay.
But
shootout or no shootout?
I'm going to say no shootout.
I'm with you. I'm with you on both counts, man. Let's see how we go.
But that said, one lucky bounce and the complexion of this game changes.
This is true. So they need to keep their composure, stay out of the penalty box, and drive Adelaide into their end zone.
You nearly saw that moment. Kotroska just stealing it from the face-off, but couldn't get a clean shot away. And that's probably the one man, Alex Kotroska, who lifted the Adrenaline in the second period.
Certainly he carried the puck, and he's very aggressive, and that's what you need. You need someone to stimulate you.
So Apperson winds up and shoots. Shot was blocked. Now Boyle, backhanded shot. Great chance for the Adrenaline best. Line up, shoot, scores! And that one bounce we mentioned, Rod, it happened in favour of the Adrenaline. They take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, but on top of that, they caught the Mustangs standing around, and you can't do that. Like, they were lost in their own end and watching, and that's not what you want. And it gave the Adelaide team a lot of time to take that shot, and thinking it couldn't do much about it.
Well, if you really want to rewind things, you could say that opening face-off.
For sure. Like what you said, the puck went into Melbourne's end, and right from the drop of the puck. So not a good thing.
So could we have an upset on the cards? Face-off, Mustangs have it. So McDowell, backhanded shot, and Anderson makes the save. So Anders, hope you taste the pickle herring I sent you. Steve's got them. Yep, Steve has got them, and Steve, not long ago, about 12 months ago, was vegan. Now he's the world's most voracious meat eater, and I suspect he's eaten them all himself. He denies it, but I reckon Steve's eaten all the pickled herrings. That's why we haven't seen him yet, Rod.
Well, power to him, okay? Anders, I'm sure that I would get to know you and like you a lot, but you can keep your pickled herrings, okay?
They actually did arrive, no joke. There is pickled herrings here. Now Matt Anderson for the Mustangs to McDowell. Went the toe drag, gets a shot away from a tight angle. Anderson had that one covered. That's Sebastian Anderson. Matt Anderson gets a shot. So Bright winds up and shoots, and Sebastian Anderson makes a save. One thing I'm looking forward to the end of this weekend is not hearing the surname Anderson for a while.
There's a lot of Andersons, isn't there?
There's 3 in this game, and there was 3 in the game yesterday.
Anderson's everywhere.
Of course, Sebastian has 2 S's.
Now that was actually not a bad play by Damien again, because he gets the puck into the foray where the action is, and Anderson's got someone right in front of him, and that's what Mustangs want. They want to upset Mr. Anderson, and there's no better way than to get a man in front of him.
And the fire puck's on net. Now Robertson for the Mustangs. Boyle will skate back for the Adrenaline. Nice out towards Stringett. Just lost control of the puck temporarily, and that temporarily might make a difference now as Matt Stringer, his brother. Lovely little pass. I set up empty net, and the Mustangs haven't capitalised.
Just missed the post there by inches.
So Matt Stringer, that's hit the back netting, so we'll have a face-off. I think much to the relief of Sebastian Anderson.
Well, you know, it's a good sign because I was saying to you before about your local players. So here's 3 guys that have a lot of talent. They need to work together and make something happen, and they can do it, okay? Miles, does one choose classic jazz to prepare dinner over of the dulcet tones of Rod Johns? Good to hear you on the live stream, Rod. Well, Miles, you can have both.
Yeah, why not?
Have a lovely dinner and me in the background.
Wizard jazz music.
That's right. Just don't ask me to sing, Mom.
Oh, we'll get that bit later, will we?
Right.
If we get another delay, you're singing. So okay now for the Mustangs. Little backhand attempt by Burke, unsuccessful. Adelaide are able to clear, and that will be an icing call. And we all get to take a breather.
Well, 2-1, 17 minutes left. Mark Berry, great zone time by Adelaide Adrenaline early in the third, led 2-1. Timely stops by Anderson at the other end, helping greatly. Well, that's for sure. You need your goaltender to stand up for you, and he's done that. And Mustangs need to break him.
And so now Robertson skating back. With great work by Kotroska. Wins the puck, wins the physical battle. But has only turned the puck over, and the Mustangs should be able to clear again. So Humphreys puts on the afterburners, tries to cut the centre line. Here's a chase out for McDowell. Gets the shot away. Great pad save there by Anderson. Puck still free. Shot was just a little high, and I think Anderson may have got a block, and if he did, I don't think he knew about it.
No, I don't think so either. I think he was wondering where it went.
So Robertson. Boyle will skate back, looking for Stringer. Adelaide have numbers. And Pope was lined up there by Robertson.
That was a solid, good hit. Watch the replay on that. And that's the way to deliver a check. Boom.
And I suspect Pope will be praying that he doesn't get another one of those.
He might call the Pope. Mr. White did try them, didn't share them, definitely acquired taste, but overall not bad. Dude, you're one weird dude. There's no doubt about that. Where I come from, there's pickle herring, and they should stay in the world, okay?
I'm sure he'll bring it for when he takes over from the Mustangs games from me in a few weeks' time.
Well, and Anders, don't take that the wrong way, okay?
So now Stringer for the Adelaide Adrenaline. Outlet pass was blocked. And eventually Adelaide are able to clear, so McCoy will go back out towards Bright. Jack McCoy looking for Vyasov. That's a lovely pass. I think that was intended to Jones. But a great poke check there by Corey Stringer. And this game, you're really seeing the potential talent in Corey Stringer.
Well, he certainly,
best game I've seen him play.
He certainly has lifted, and I'm pretty impressed by that. And I'm sure that there'll be other people that would be partly impressed and not impressed. Here we go. Rod, I know you prefer some Maine lobster. Well, now we're getting into seafood extravaganza.
Absolutely. I'm just happy with a bit of calamari, to be honest.
Benjamin Werner, hi from Adelaide watch party. Drink at the Benny Bar. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll have a Bloody Mary.
I'm sure the Adelaide fans there that...
you read that one, man.
Yeah, shout out to everyone watching the game back home in Stadium 19. I'm sure they've got plenty of fans there who will be very happy with the way this game's going.
These poor guys got subjected to me twice. They would have got subjected to me on the radio broadcast and now on the live stream. So I feel for them.
I'm sure they're not too upset at the moment. We've got a bit of a delay. John Gay will make his way off the ice. And now we have the face-off, Apperson. Cleared away, and it's going to be a foot race. Best leads away for Adelaide. He's tied up, though, by McDowell. Steve Best done well for the Adrenaline. But eventually numbers will win out. And the Mustangs have a clear. Ferguson looking for time and space, tied up by Kotroska. Stretch pass to Best, just has a wild swing at it. And O'Kane picks up the crumbs now for the Mustangs. Works his way to centre ice, puts on the afterburners, calls for penalty, and a great glove save there by Sebastian Anderson.
Well, that was Pat O'Kane at his best, because you watched that, mate. He had guys all over him, and he split them up the middle and managed to get a pretty good shot off as well. So there needs to be more of that for sure. Anthony Russell, after yesterday's hammering, the adrenaline needed a response. They've not looked deadly, but have been patient and taken their chances. Mustangs working
hard and smart.
Hard and smart. Well, they need to be harder. Right? From a Mustang supporter here, they need to be harder.
Well, Humphrey shoots, and in the end, he went straight into the chest of Anderson. That shot needed to probably go either side of him, and it would have been in the back of the net.
That's right. So the Mustangs need to step it up and explode on Adelaide.
So face-off one by Matt Anderson. Bright winds up, shoots. Now Boyle for Adelaide. Stretch pass looking for Pope. And that's going to be nice in call, as McCoy won that race.
So Damien's had 2 good goes at that, and he just needs to hit the net. So he was a little bit wide, but the shots were right, and they got to get traffic in front. After yesterday's hammer,
that's the same as the last one.
Right. Here we go. Stan the man. Plate someone up, Magnum. Well, there you go, dude. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking like I'm thinking, brother.
Tombleson now for the adrenaline. Take it past the blue line in the corner. Adelaide have numbers, just a matter of communication. And the plays come unstuck. So McDowell. Forced out wide, sneaky little pass. Look at Humphreys also there is Matt Anderson. Got a bit, a bit of stage fright, didn't shoot.
Well, that was a great little play. Brendan held the puck and waited for his player to get in the right position and slid it across. Whether was that Mitch? Whether Mitch was surprised or not, I don't know. But
so Humphreys couldn't get a shot away. Kept in by Robertson. Now Stringer. Clears for the adrenaline. Bellick will go back and retrieve the puck. To cycle back while the Mustangs complete their line change. To Robertson. To Lazzarotto, his first shift of the afternoon. Now Jones. Sean Jones. Back there, Vadim Vyasov gets a shot away. The chances are being created. They're just not finishing off at the moment, the Mustangs. Benson, he was tied up. Good work by Jones. Pass to Jones. Picked up now by Apperson. Okay, a strip to the puck. Here's a chance now for the Mustangs, but the pass to the slot wasn't a great one. No one was home. And Adelaide are able to temporarily relieve the pressure, but it's coming straight back. Jones winds up, shoots, and Sebastian Anderson makes another save.
that was a good play by Lazzarotto. Good forecheck. He had the puck, and he was thinking it just didn't come off in the slot. So considering he hasn't had any time on the ice, that's a pretty good way to start his shift. As far as Anderson goes, well, that was another good save. Lemmingly following AIHL game, enjoying the commentary. Do you guys do every game? No, we don't do every game. We do a lot of the games, but not every game.
Between the collective of us and me. Thank you for your kind words. Whether it be the Fox games, the Melbourne Ice games, the Mustang games. Lots of games happening here in Melbourne.
What we want to do is the next winter games.
Oh, yes, that'd be nice. Hopefully the NHL players will be there now. Burke, lovely pass. Looking there towards Ferguson, couldn't finish off though. And it's cleared away now by Kotroska. Just slow down, wait for support. Decides to go for the shot himself. Now the Mustang through Ferguson. Went towards O'Kane. Tried to work in the corner, wasn't able to. Adelaide clear temporarily. Mike McDowell. So O'Kane to Burke. Fires, shoots, and Anderson makes the save.
And that was a pretty good save. A little bit of traffic and a good shot by Burke. So looks like Mr. Anderson's coming into his own here.
Absolutely. Now you can see why Adelaide recruited him.
Yeah. Glenn Winkler, nice to see Adelaide forechecking hard and lift their intensity, keep it up. Well,
absolutely.
Absolutely, that's right. That's two absolutely. Absolutely squared.
So Adelaide have the puck now through Apperson. Game through centre ice. Matt Anderson just got in the way and the puck's been turned over. Another chance for the Mustangs on the counter. Robertson having to play the dump and chase game into the corner. Humphries will get there first. Also there is McDowell. He has the puck. Goes back to the point looking for Robertson. Finds Humphries. Happy to glide that one in the corner. Caleb Apperson goes with a rink-wide pass. Clears the zone, but only as far as McDowell. Gets it to Robertson. Shot and a pad save there by Anderson. No one there to pick up the crumbs though for the Mustangs. Pope turns it over for Adelaide. As Humphries was looking for McDowell. Now Harley Anderson fires, shoots, picking and makes a save, but offers up a big juicy rebound. To Benson. To Boyle. Yasov in the corner. Now Troy Robertson slows it down for Teak with a good pass. Out towards Vadim Vyasov. Force out wide. Probably should have gone for the pass towards Jones. Now McCoy. Shot was wide, but it's into space. Vyasov gets there first. Happy to send that one into the corner. Break the play up. Bright fires, shoots, rebound offered. The only man there was Ryan Fold for the Adrenaline. So he takes the blue line. We'll wait for support. He's tied up in the corner. Gee, Fold's done well. The second effort just to make sure that the Mustangs weren't able to clear. So Bright, stretch pass is a good one out towards Jones. Jones fires, shoots, coming well out of his crease there with Sebastian Anderson and makes the save.
And as much as I'm not really a fan of the stretch pass, that was a great pass by Damien to Mr. Jones and a good save. So all around that was good. Good offensive, good defensive.
Aggressive move, but I think he looked at maybe as the eye contact thing, did think Jones would have that secondary move. He went aggressively and it came up well for Sebastian Anderson.
That's for sure. Considering he was scored on in the first shift of the game, he's got to be pretty happy about how he's playing now.
Absolutely. That's going to be a hand pass. A lot of noise coming from the Mustangs bench all of a sudden.
Well, they need to make a lot of noise. There's 9 minutes left. They need to score another goal here.
So neutral zone face-off. And the Mustangs have it through Burke. Cuts his way into the middle, looking for O'Kane. Now Katroska. He's tied up along the wall. Eventually Katroska wins out for the Adrenaline. And he was nearly wiped out. It's going to be a penalty against Burke. Burke's not happy, but I think that was there. Yeah. It's going to be a high stick call, but...
or an elbow.
That could have ended up very bad, actually, for Alice Katroska.
Watch the replay on this.
Katroska slowly making his way off ice. And
watch it here.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt that he reached for him. Whether it was a high stick or an elbow.
I think it was a high stick, which I think the call that regard was correct. But I'll tell you what, Katroska's like I think he saw, even though he was low, Burke coming through, because that could have ended up very badly. Player hit, basically a head up hit, but in the end, it was only the stick that caught him, and thankfully it wasn't the body in that situation.
Chips are down, sometimes you just need a goalie to steal a game for you. Anderson standing on his head for Adrenaline. Well, that's right. And that's what I said before. You've got to have good goaltending.
So Aberson fires, shoots, picking it off as a rebound with the Adelaide Adrenaline on the power play. But here comes the Mustangs. Ferguson just working his way through. Oh, he gets the puck back. Great play by Ferguson. Can they capitalise? Now O'Kane winds up, shoots. Shot, though, was high. Now Caleb Aberson. Mentega sends that one into the corner. McCoy will clear once again. Now Humphreys. Humphreys cuts to the middle lane, gets a shot away.
Good save.
And a good save there by Sebastian Anderson. Zach Boyle. Harley Anderson. Robertson for the Mustangs. So far the structure's lacking on the power play for the Adrenaline. Vyasov. Poke checked away there by Anderson. Good work by Stringer. No penalty called. Right now, I'm sure Adelaide would be hoping for a whistle. Be happy just to glove the puck, calm down and get their structure right again. So Best to Boyle. Takes the blue line, wait for support. Pass was a poor one though. It only went as far as O'Kane. O'Kane will put on the afterburners, try to weave his way through. Wasn't able to.
That was a good play by Corey.
And we're going to have an interference call.
On who?
It's going against Corey Stringer.
Oh, I didn't know about that, mate. Let's see that one again.
I thought it was totally fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually before that. Before the shot that came in, but really impressed with the Mustangs' aggressiveness on the PK.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, if you put the right people out there on your penalty kill.
But here we go. This is what we see here. No, I think actually Stringer had the real estate.
Yeah, I think so too, mate. I think that was that's a gift from Santa Claus on that one.
Yeah, it was the bigger body, and the smaller body tried to find a way through it and really couldn't.
Yeah. He just played the man, and the puck just happened to go the other way. Miles hoping this is Damian Bright's year for a goal. Yeah, well, let's hope so. He's had numerous opportunities, Miles. He's had a few decent shots. Just needs to hit the net more.
So 4-on-4 hockey. And from the face-off, Anderson pokes it away for the Adrenaline. Well, should get there first. Does, but it's being pinched there by McDowell. Great work there by the Mustangs captain. Adelaide have it now. Vintez sends it back, looking for Boyle, and just a lack of talk on that occasion from the Adrenaline. So Bright. And now the Mustangs will go on the power play for a minute and a half. Humphreys out towards Burke. Burke looking for Humphreys. Oh, has that gone in? No, it hasn't. In the end, it went through the pads of Anderson, and his glove saved him at the last millisecond.
Yeah. That's why you buy a good glove.
Absolutely.
Brendan's looking. He can't see through the traffic. Yeah. Whoa, dude. Doesn't get much closer than that.
Great reaction in the end by Anderson, but Mustangs win the face-off. Aberson up against Jones. O'Kane's there in sport, also Ferguson. Ferguson wins the puck now for the Melbourne Mustangs. He's keeping control of the puck. Ferguson decides against the pass, gets a shot. Just a little high, hits the glass. Robertson, so Mustangs still have the puck. Shot was blocked there from Burke. Good work by Remy McGuinness. 49 seconds remaining on the power play now for the Melbourne Mustangs. Ferguson was tied up there by Aberson, and we're going to have a penalty call by the looks of it. And it's going to be an interference call. And now for 41 seconds, the Mustangs will go on a 5-on-3 power play.
Well, they couldn't have asked for a better opportunity with 5 minutes left. 5-on-3 for 40 seconds. They need to calm down, be sensible, work the puck, score a goal.
But they look good on that 5-on-4 power play then.
They certainly were tenacious about what they were doing, and they had control, and that's what you want.
So face-off attacking zone now for the Mustangs, and they win the face-off. So O'Kane. Winding up, sighting is a shot there was Burke. O'Kane gets a bit of space to play with. That closes pretty quickly. Burke goes wide. Ferguson forced Anderson to stretch. Now cleared away by Kotroska for the Adrenaline. All of a sudden Pitkin, who's been a bit quiet, hasn't had much to do over the past 5 or so minutes. Fresh pass finds Burke. Looking for Ferguson, just couldn't find him. The idea was right though. Ferguson wins the puck for the Mustangs. On having shooting there is Burke. But hadn't that well covered there by Sebastian Anderson. To Ferguson.
Got 4 on now.
Will tip it backhand.
Big save.
Yeah, great work there by Sebastian Anderson. Another shot there by Ferguson. Sebastian Anderson standing on his head. Another chance for the Mustangs. Fighting up and shooting there was O'Kane. Anderson again stands tall. So Ferguson. Pass was blocked. Good work by McGuinness. It's out of the zone and the Mustangs have to set up again. In fact, that was offside. And we go, take a breath now.
Well, that was a pretty good effort by Stan. Stan the man. AHL Game 2, very tough calls. Good game. Yeah, I think so, Stan. The wonderment of the replay where you can actually voice your opinion once again.
Looks like we've got a timeout. Well, it's not a bad call for mine. Just to calm things down, everyone take a breath and set up how they're going to defend this remaining 35 seconds on 5-on-4.
Well, it's very important, isn't it? I mean, at the end of it, if they can kill this penalty, right, that's, again, gives you a bit of momentum, gives you a bit of surety, right, and that's what you want. You've got about 2.5 minutes left in the game, I think, 3 minutes, right, so...
And they're the team in the lead. They just need to defend these 35 seconds before they can start looking at maybe
4.5 minutes.
Well, 35 seconds of penalty kill.
Yeah.
And then they can start looking for the counter-attack play, because I'm sure the Mustangs will have to start taking chances soon.
Well, and they'll end up pulling a goalie as well, too.
So neutral zone face-off. And it's won by the Mustangs. So Robertson will send that one into the corner. It's going to be a foot raise. Anderson comes out of his net. Kept in by Humphries at the point, finds Jones. Jones on the half wall. Back to Humphries at the point. Decides against the shot, goes out wide. Nice pass. And the shot in the end was just wide there by Jones. From Lazzarotto, now Jones. And that's hit the back netting. And we'll have a face-off.
Well, 1 second left of the penalty, so they've done it.
You
Now all
think
they gotta
maybe the
do-
face-off and shoot it won't count as a special teams goal?
No.
So face-off attacking zone for the Mustangs. Ferguson up against McGuinness at the face-off circle. Burke just tried to pluck it. Now Bright, weak shot. Burke tried to get out towards Ferguson. Tied up along the half wall. Bright goes out wide towards Burke. Looking for O'Kane. Desperate defence there by Adelaide and Apperson. Now Burke behind the net. Pass looking for Ferguson. Winding up and shooting is McCoy.
Those can be the most dangerous ones where you get nothing on it.
Absolutely, and a desperate scramble at the top of the crease there by Sebastian Anderson. Saves the day once again for the Adelaide Adrenaline.
Well, man, 2-1. Still anyone's game. Still plenty of time. Be amazing what can happen with 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, great PK there from the Adrenaline. And, well, the goaltending made the difference in the end.
He's made a couple of really good saves.
Absolutely. And Adelaide able to clear the puck. Troska with speed will get there first. Drives with net, forced behind the crease. Pass looking for Best, was just wide of him. And the Mustangs, well, they've unable to clear. Clemente looking there for deflection from Steve Best. That Pickenen has that one covered. Yet a sneaking suspicion that the next goal just could come out of nowhere.
Well, for sure.
So face off in the attacking zone now for the Adrenaline, but it's the Mustangs who do win the face off. The pass finds O'Kane. It's going to be a penalty call. And with 2:46 remaining, there's going to be a tripping call against Zach Boyle. And one of their, probably their key penalty killers is going to be sitting in the penalty box. The team that's leading will have to survive another 2 minutes.
This will be interesting. 2-1 down, 2:46 left in the game. And you got a power play. Let's see what the coach does now. And when the Mustangs have
really ramped things up offensively, so when do they go? When do they call Pickenen up and go for the extra attacker?
He's seriously thinking about it, man.
Do you do it early or do it late?
No, I'd wait until I got established in their end. About a minute left in that penalty, and I'd have a serious go at it.
So pass now finds Ferguson.
Pickens looking.
Pass out wide towards Berg. Shoots and the shot went high. And it's out of the zone, so Robertson will have to skate back. Ferguson stripped of the puck. Caleb Apperson, pass wasn't a good one, has turned it straight back over.
2 minutes remaining in
now Robertson out wide, Burke winds up and shoots and misses it completely. Fans on the shot. And it would have been a bullet if he had made contact.
He's had a couple of those today.
So a minute remaining on the power play for the Mustangs. Vyasov drives the net, shoots, and Anderson makes the save.
Well, 1:39 left. 53 seconds in the penalty. Solid goaltending from Adelaide at Adrenaline, though they really need to stop taking penalties. Well, that's true. You don't want to have a penalty at this time, but they're doing a pretty good job here, so we just need to see what the Mustangs are going to do.
Timeout.
And no surprise, the Mustangs call the timeout.
Yeah. Well, they need to regroup and have a think about what the game plan is.
And I'm sure the discussion will involve also, when do they pull the goaltender?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, my friend. They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. 6 on 4.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen for the remaining 150-odd minutes that we're still on this one, but I mentioned at the start of the game today would be a character test for the Adelaide Adrenaline, and I think they've passed it.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, like we talked about at the start of the broadcast, they don't want to leave here without any points. They want to save face after yesterday's unfortunate incident. So
I like your way you describe that.
So at the end of it, like I said, they'd be pretty happy to be sitting here 2-1 with 1:39 left in the third period against a team that's got a lot of depth. And really, if you were picking it, you probably would have picked Melbourne to beat them. So Melbourne needs to pull something out of a hat here, and Adelaide needs to make sure that they don't let them do that.
First things first, survive the next 53 seconds.
Look,
they're going with the extra attacker. So it's a 6 on 4. Straight from the face-off. Along the half wall, Robinson overskates the puck, have to go back. Still has time. The pass finds Mitch Humphries. Wide pass, now to Ferguson. Beautiful poke check there by Alex Petroska. The play's been broken up. So Burke out wide, out towards O'Kane. Another wide pass, great set up now. And it's, well, it's in, is it? They're calling it. No, it's not.
No. There were 6 people that wished it was in a whole crowd, but that wasn't the case.
So minority wins on this occasion.
I think so.
The mad scramble there. You can see the shot there. Just got enough of the pad on it, then got enough of the pad on it again to stop Burke picking off the rebound.
Brendan was right there. Look at that, right on the line.
Yeah, cleared away by Apperson. But no, that definitely was not close.
That was right on the line.
So face-off won by the Mustangs. Just over a minute remaining.
You have to watch the guy coming out of the box so they don't get burned here.
Pass being chopped off there by McGuinness.
Whoa.
Couldn't get an outlet pass away. So Ferguson. With only 5 seconds remaining on the penalty. Robertson shoots and Anderson makes the save. And we're going to be back to, well, even strength hockey.
Solid goaltending from Adrenaline, though they really need to stop taking the
saw that one early.
Same one as before, but
point still remains.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need to stay out of the penalty box.
Mark Berry, great broadcast, gentlemen. Thanks. You're very welcome, Mark. Thanks for the compliment.
46 seconds remaining. Face off in the attacking zone for the Mustangs. They've gone with the extra attacker. Currently trailing 1-2. So from the face off, Mustangs have it now through McDowell. One of them shooting there was Burke, and another great save there by Sebastian Anderson.
That was a good shot and a good save.
And what a statement he's made. I'm sure that he would never want to see yesterday's game again, but he said to everyone, hey, I can seriously play, guys.
Yeah.
That was an aberration.
And I'm glad because I thought he could play too,
So Robertson has been stripped of the puck. Petreska will just skate in and score, and Adelaide will cause an upset win with 30 seconds remaining.
Well, that's very unfortunate. This happens. That's the sort of gamble that you take when you pull your goaltender. You're on the blue line, the puck gets bobbled, one thing leads to another, and it just is the way it goes. But at the end of it, there's no doubt about it, you would pull your goaltender.
Oh yeah, they had to take a chance.
I have people that I coach and play with that really are very reluctant to pull your goalie, but really there's no doubt about it. That's what you do. And it was a gamble, and unfortunately this time it didn't pay off.
Whether it's 2-1 or 3-1, if you lose, you lose.
That's correct.
So 30 seconds remaining. There's something special that happens. The Adelaide Adrenaline should take the win, but we're going to have
got the goalie out too.
Well, we're going to have a penalty against the Adrenaline. Sammy Mentez off to the penalty box, and all of a sudden that miracle could still happen.
Watch this here. So right there.
Yeah.
Well, stranger things have happened. It's 3-1. The goaltender's out. The goaltender was out for the face-off, which was a ballsy maneuver, but he had only 28 seconds, so he has to have a go at it. And now they got the face-off in the opposition end.
But Adelaide able to clear from the face-off. So Burke, well, he's going to have to put on the afterburners. They need to score essentially within 5 seconds, and they won't be able to. Well, sends that one deep. So McCoy, stretch pass. Right, a little space here. O'Kane is a little backhanded shot. And that is it. So Adelaide Adrenaline record one of their most famous victories for a number of years. They've upset the Melbourne Mustangs 3-1. And that came after the 8-0 result that they were on the wrong end of yesterday.
Well, who would have picked that? I don't think anybody would have picked that, made it at the end of the day. But, you know, it's a funny thing, and I said it at the start of the broadcast, is that you can never take anything for granted. And when you look at the Mustangs, they came out flying. They scored in the first shift, right? And they played well in the first period. The second period, I think they slacked off a little bit. And so here we are, 3-1. And Adelaide leaves this facility with a split, which they probably wanted a split, okay? And they got what they wanted. Melbourne needs to go away and have a rethink about what's going on, because they surely wanted the win here to start the season on the right foot. But it's early, so anything can happen.
I should say, not only a great result for the players, but after yesterday, great result come back for the fans. There's plenty actually of Adelaide jerseys we saw in the crowd over the past 2 days, and for the fans that have travelled, that's great to see for them as well.
And I think in the scheme of things, this was a better game than yesterday too. So if
absolutely.
you're a fan, even if you're a Mustang fan, it's great to see your team playing, and it's a good game.
So a bit of an early season reality check though for the Mustangs.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not what you wanted, and so you've got to put a positive foot forward. I saw a lot of good things out there, and it's just one of those things that it didn't come off today. But there's no doubt in my mind that the Mustangs of 2018 are going to be a force to be reckoned with,
And the Mustangs, well, they're back next Sunday. They take on the Perth Thunder. We'll be here for this game, you and me, Rod.
Yep.
But to wrap things up here from O'Brien Group Arena, it is the Adelaide Adrenaline who recorded an upset 3-1 victory over the Melbourne Mustangs. My name's Michael Clark. On behalf of my co-commentator, Rod Johns, I hope you enjoyed today's game, and we'll see you next time.